looks good on you. Tell me who knows you're on blue when every bruise looks good on you. You found out that nobody is perfect, and you doubt that anything is worth it. Look around, the world is a circus. You're on blue. So provoking, I forgot to mention. Are you joking? I need some attention, and nothing's working, so change your direction. You're on blue. Who knows you're on blue when every bruise looks good on you? Tell me who knows you're on blue when every bruise looks good on you. Why won't you hold my hand? Are you gonna deny this? Do the best you can. I haven't got a plan, but I'm gonna survive this. That's just who I am. When you're on blue, you keep everything inside of you. You try to play it cool. Sometimes you gotta break the rules. I don't know why you're confused. All you need is a little bit of attitude. Yeah. This is it. I'm tired of explaining. It's too late because everyone is waiting. That's great. So why are you complaining? You're on blue. If I'm unsure, will anybody notice? It's my fault because I love you on purpose. I'm insecure or just a little nervous. You're on blue. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Starting to enjoy the view. I'm all about the attitude. Who knows you're on blue when every bruise looks good on you? Tell me who knows you're on blue when every bruise looks good on you. Hey, I just wanna change the world. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. Hey, I just wanna change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. it's about you. I would never be alone again.
Yo.
I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant, true.
Let's go.
I know that you will understand because I
Finally found myself.
My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant.
Yo. What's up? Let's go. Dude, Thursday night. Oh shit, bro. Let's go.
Paint away.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Night 6 hot, so I'm okay. You're alright, goodbye. Then if you dare, someone new is pulling
Dude, you need to wean yourself off that Wayne Madsen guy. I saw those posts. That guy is completely unreliable, bro. He's like an InfoWars fucking goon. Dude, seriously. Dude, don't give that guy any more money, bro. He's gonna rot your brain for the low price of $7. Dude, I did a little guy, dude. That guy is a clown with the capital K, bro. No, thank you. Let's go. Oh shit.
Nothing is what I think I will.
He's drowning pink. Yeah. Ooh, oh. So from Hollywood, let's go. Dude, I'm gonna be in Hollywood in 2 days. Oh, hold on.
If you dare, someone new is pulling everywhere. Yeah. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I feel drowning.
Let's go.
Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. Nothing is what I think.
All right. Dude, we should be good now. All right, how's that? Better? Okay.
I've been so overcritical of myself. I've been afraid to say I'm in too deep. Light another cigarette, make up for it well. I am one of those you'll
right.
never
All right.
trust, so drink me. Feeling like an angel. Feeling like I wish I always did. Like an angel. 'Cause this town might be tempting.
Dude, let's go, Chris. The buffering stuff.
No time to wonder
found it.
Yeah, I'm a stranger when I'm always
Yeah, there we go. All right, we're back. Let's go. Yeah, no, we're back. We should be back. Now, the buffering has stopped. Yeah, no, the buffering should be good. So what it is sometimes my computer connects to the 2.4K or the 2.4 instead of the 5 gigahertz wireless, because I use the wireless for the stream computer. Dude, Elf, let's go, baby. Oh, let's fucking go, boss. And I forgot to check that shit. With everything, I'm in love, I'm in love. With everything but me. Let's go. Oh. Dude, let's go, baby. On drums? No, I'm singing and playing guitar. I might be tempted. I'm in love with everything. I'm in love. I'm in love. Let's go. Yeah, actually, so the drummer you were hearing on that song is from Marietta, Georgia, which is a suburb of Atlanta, right? He is now a real estate agent. He does not play music anymore. He's got a job in the straight world, right? Yeah, no, he was a pretty good drummer, but he quit drumming basically as soon as he moved to Portland. Like, he bailed. But, you know, as would happen, now he's a real estate agent. He seems to like it. I'm like, good for him. Let's go. All right. Dude, how we doing? Dude, we got a crazy day, man. Had a crazy day. Some crazy body work done today. I ordered a new iPhone coming in a couple weeks. Getting a new phone, dude. We're all getting new phones, which is nice. I haven't gotten a new phone since 2020, guys. It's crazy. I don't buy them very often. Right, dude, Bryce's phone was from like 2016. I think Jenny's was 2017 and mine was 2020, right? But now we got, Jenny and I got new iPhone 16s and Bryce is getting one of those Motorola Razrs, one of those with it's like a flip smartphone. It's pretty wild. Dude, how many times will I say dude? A lot. I say dude a lot. Dude, Green Ghost, let's go, baby. 5 gift eggs. You're in an iPhone 10? Nice. Yeah, Bryce had an iPhone 7. Dude, Cajun Spice? No way. Oh, shit. Dude, let's go, Cajun. Let's go. Cajun Spice dropping the 50 bones. Oh, shit, boss. Jesus, that's insane. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Down. Let's go, dude. Will. Let's go. Let's dance. Should we do a dance party goal? Fuck it. Let's get it going, dude. Dude, I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna start the goal. Dance party goal, dude. Tonight's gonna be crazy. We're gonna be wandering around, looking at some news, dude. All I can say is JFK is a fucking goddamn moron, bro. Jesus Christ, dude. Like, seeing him, there we go, 1 hour, 10 $2 super chats or more. Dude, he is so crazy. Watching RFK, I said JFK. My bad. Dude, I love JFK. JFK was great, right? RFK. Dude, sorry, off with my head. Dude, RFK is he's a fucking lunatic, bro. He is a lunatic. RFK Jr., like, seeing him talk to people and talking about like science. Dude, I even posted under his thing, like, what science degree do you have? Hint, he doesn't have one. Okay, he does not have a science degree. He has no education in science. The guy has no science background whatsoever. Dude, he is so dumb, bro. And did you hear him breathing? Did you hear it? Like, while the people are asking him questions, did you hear his breathing? Like, homie, dude, I thought he was gonna fucking keel over, dude. I was like, dude, is Darth Vader like sitting at the desk with him? Is that Palpatine? Like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Dude, yeah, there we go. That's a good one. Ask not what you can do for your country and ask what the fuck is wrong with your nephew. Dude. Oh my God, bro. Dude, how did that guy get qualified? Dude, let's go 6. How did he get confirmed? Who, like, I don't understand how they confirmed him. You know what I'm saying? Convicted felon. Yeah, but so mindfulness, the thing about it is the heroin possession. I don't even have a problem with that. Okay? I don't. People get addicted to drugs. Okay? Drug addiction happens. People go through shit. I don't care if he was arrested with heroin. I don't care if he had a fucking heroin problem. I do care, right? I do care that he like thinks crazy shit without any training whatsoever. You know what I mean? That I care about, right? Personally, you know, and yes, he lied. He lied a lot. I mean, he lied about being an anti-vaxxer and, you know, the driving the dead bear around. Or I was kind of in his shit today. Hold on, let me find it. Like one of the things I posted under his thing was this one, dude, right? Right? Look at that, dude. When he's like, he says, thank you, JD Vance. You put your finger squarely on the preeminent problem, right? And JD Vance, of course, is trying to bring up like gender affirming care for transgender people. Like, that's bad, right? Like, oh, you guys support gender affirming care for trans people, so JFK can think like microwave ovens cause autism. And you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But so I posted this wondrous clip. RFK Jr. sawed the head off a whale and drove it home, daughter said. Right? Dude, 3 decades later, an environmental organization is calling for an investigation. And dude, that's not The Onion. Okay? That's an actual headline that was reported by his actual daughter. And what's more, he sawed it off with a chainsaw, guys. He took a chainsaw to the head of a beached whale and he bungeed it to the top of a minivan and drove it home. Dude, this is the guy who is in charge of Health and Human Services. He's in charge of all of our health. Dude, I know, I say a lot of dudes. Oh, I don't know what else to say, bro. Seriously, he is such an impossible clown, you know? Unfucking believable, bro. Unbelievable. You'd think that's The Onion, but it's not. It's not The Onion. It is not The Onion. That's a real headline. Dude, we hit 60K on YouTube today, which was nice. Where's the other one? He has brainworm. Dude, he had brainworms. He is like some clownery. Dude, Elf, let's go. Elf on the Shelf, baby. Oh my God, you guys are going crazy, dude. Will. Let's go. Dude, we're already at 8. That's insane. Dude, it's been like fucking 5 minutes. It's literally been 5 minutes and 13 seconds. And we're already there. Yeah, man. This shit, right? Look at this shit. You ready? Here we go.
We have to acknowledge that there was a cause. We acknowledge that there was a benefit. We can't quantify either one because of the data chaos at CDC. And that's all I'm saying. And they think I'm being evasive because I won't make a kind of a statement that's almost religious in nature. Did it save 1 million lives? Well, there's no data to support that.
Dude, now he's trying to say that the vaccine didn't save any lives, right? Dude, 7 million people died worldwide of COVID. And when we started taking the vaccines, all the dying stopped, right? For the most part. You know? I mean, what more data do you have, right? Like, for example, Ted Bundy's free and in Salt Lake, and women are dying all over the place. As soon as we put Ted Bundy in jail, the murders stop. Oh, okay. I guess that means Ted Bundy was killing those girls, right? Dude, 7 million people died like fast. And then as soon as we all started getting vaccinated, that death curve just basically disappeared. There were still people dying, but like not in huge numbers. So yeah, the vaccine definitely did some jobs, right? Holy shnikes, bro. Dude, it's like, what is up with these guys? You know, meanwhile, what's he going to do? He's going to try to tell us that, right? He's going to try and tell us that, you know, the microwave oven is making your kid autistic and that he can see your mitochondria when he looks at your children in the airport, right? That one was pretty good, where he's talking about walking through the airport and looking at people and diagnosing their mitochondrial scenarios by looking at them in the airport. Dude, you can't do that. Nobody's doing that. He doesn't have that special power. He's not a unicorn. Bro, I know. No medical training. You know, I mean, dude. All right. Yeah, he's crazy.
There may be data, you know, there's no study that there's modeling studies, there's faulty data. I'm not going to sign on to something if I can't do it to a scientific certainty. It doesn't mean that I'm, you know, anti-vax. It just means I'm pro-science.
Dude, he's pro-science. He says he's not anti-vax. He's pro-science, right? He refuses to sign on to something unless he can stand behind it with scientific certainty. And that's when I was like, what science degree do you have there, homie? Pro-science. I'll give you a hint. You don't have any, right? Dude, sack of Schmidt, bro. Oh, Lord. Dude, let's just get into some of this. Dude, every breath. Yeah, and grain, let's go. Dude, you guys are crazy. All right, should I do the dance now? Are we starting with the dance? Is that where we're doing it? You want to start with the dance and then we'll get into the politics? Dance first, politics later? All right, we'll do it. I know last night we waited for a while, but like, dude, tonight let's just get in there. Let me pull up our favorite song. All right. Ooh, Dance to Radiant. No, I love Radiant, but it's not really that good of a dance song, boss. You know, it doesn't have a lot of funky jam, you know? Jenny's asleep. Little Deja Vu. Yeah, I am partial to this Deja Vu song. I don't know why. I don't know why I like this song so much, but I do. I really do adore it. All right, here we go. You like that? You like those muscles? You like that? Oh, you like that? All right, let's get it. We're getting it, baby. We're getting it. Little Deja Vu. Let's go. Let's go. That'll get you in shape, baby. Let's go. All right. Now we're in the game. Catch my breath quick. And then we're going to get into a little politicking. Power dancing? Yeah. Dude, yeah, no, I like to throw down. I like to cut a rug, boss. Woo. Dude, ball bad. Let's go, baby. Yeah, I feel like my moves are getting a little better. Some days they're more spirited than others. Right? It's just hard. Like, dude, my schedule is fucking crazy. Cut a rug? Yeah, that's a saying. That's a saying about dancing, right? When you cut a rug. 246 viewers and only 26 likes. That's about right. The likes are usually around 10%, but there's actually 99. So you're like, they lag behind. You have to refresh your browser if you want to see the actual number of likes. It goes behind. But normally at the end of the day, if you get like 10 or 15%, you're doing really well, right? You know what I'm saying? We're actually at almost, 50% right now. But yeah, it's the way that shit works, man. It's a numbers game. You never heard cut a rug before? Yeah, so I think cutting a rug, I think it came from swing dancing. Actually, right? I think that's where it came from, where you're like dancing so crazy that you're right, because that you're fucking tearing the floor up. This is a good one, dude. I like swing dancing, right? I do. A friend of mine from college, one of my college roommates, he got married and they had a swing band. And me and my girlfriend at the time, I was in my 20s, many, many years ago. But we went there and fucking tore it up, bro. Oh my God, did we tear it up. All right, I have gotten my breath back, right? You surprise you, swing dancing? Yeah, dude, I like all kinds of dancing, man. I do. And what's wild about it is I guess I surprise people a lot because I have very eclectic taste, right? It's pretty, some people might look at me and think like they know like what I'm into, but I'm into a lot of shit, dude. I have a wide variety of tastes and fucking, things that interest me. I don't know. I feel like it's good. Country, I really do like country music. I had sort of boycotted it for a while, but I'm a big fan of like 60s and 70s country, huge fan, of like Tanya Tucker, Tammy Wynette, Conway Twitty, all that stuff, what's her name? I was born a coal miner's daughter, Loretta Lynn, right? Loretta Lynn, all that shit. See, I grew up with that. Dude, my parents were big time into that. And so I hated it as a kid, right? I hated it as a kid. I did. And then what happened was, believe it or not, you know what happened? It was one of those nighttime things, one of those like 2 a.m. commercials. So I was in my 20s or early 30s. I think I was in my early 30s. And I was watching TV one night, and at like 3 a.m, a commercial came on cable for a country collection, like all the hits from like 1950 to 1980. And this commercial came on, and I was like watching this commercial. I'm like, holy shit, I love every one of these songs. So I immediately grabbed the cordless phone, dialed up, and ordered that like 8 CD set or whatever. And that's what got me back into old country. It was an infomercial or a TV commercial, like one of those 2.5 minute long cable TV commercials, right? Yeah, dude. And then I was like, oh shit, this is really my childhood, because my parents Like the first musical show I ever saw was at a state fair, and it was with Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty. Man, at a state fair. I think it was like down near Chicago, like an Illinois state fair. And I saw Conway Twitty and Loretta Lynn with my fucking mom and dad when I was like young. That was my first musical show. And so we went and saw we saw a lot of live country music. But I sort of didn't like it when I was little, but now I do. So, yeah, man. Dude, let's go. Rock the polls. We do need to rock the polls. Oh, you saw Glenn Campbell and Crystal Gale? All right, let's go. Yeah, then the first like rock concert I saw was Quiet Riot and Black Sabbath. That was the first rock show that I saw. And that was when I was in 9th grade, right? It was in 9th grade. I bought the tickets with my paper route for my sister and her boyfriend. And then he drove us because it was in Milwaukee. He had to drive us there, and he had to buy me a t-shirt. And so I paid for all the tickets, and then he provided the ride and a t-shirt. I see that they found it. I did not. I mean, is that in the files that I downloaded? Right? Dude, Green Ghost with another 5 gifteds. Let's go. Oh. Dude, you crazy, boss. Was Rat? Oh, nice. Rat and Bon Jovi. That's a good one. Yeah, mine was Quiet Riot headlined. And then the opener was Black Sabbath with Ronnie James Dio. Right? It's a good show. It was a fucking good show. And then when I got to California, then I started seeing more concerts. Right? Am I from Seattle? No, I live in Portland, Oregon. I saw more concerts. I saw, like once I got to California, I started seeing shit. I saw like The Cult, The Divine Olds, Oingo Boingo, Depeche Mode, New Order, right? I saw a lot of those fucking 80 bands. You're from Seattle? Nice. I like Seattle. I was there a couple weeks ago. I go up there from time to time to go to the Crab Pot and to, usually see some type of sporting event or a concert. You've seen Kiss? Dude, I've seen Kiss a couple times. Dude, I saw Kiss at Dodger Stadium in the 90s for the 3D shows with Kiss and the Smashing Pumpkins. It was good. Good shit, bro. Worst concert you ever saw was Kid Rock? Yeah, I don't know what the worst concert I ever saw. I mean, I'll be honest. Actually, I do know. Yeah, Park Rose Permaculture. She's from Park Rose. That's like a suburb, like just outside of Portland. And that's where, like, yeah, she's from here. But the worst concert I ever saw was Foo Fighters. But let me tell you, it wasn't because the band was bad, okay? It was because of what happened at the concert. Because I was there with a bunch of friends and seeing the Foo Fighters at the Hollywood Palladium. Hollywood Palladium. It holds like 2,000 people, guys. Foo Fighters in this tiny fucking auditorium, okay? General admission, and you know what happened, though? So I got a little too drunk. And as soon as we got in there, the Foo Fighters started, and in the middle of the first song, I decided I was going to try and get on stage. So I climbed up on the barrier and jumped for the stage, and the security guards grabbed me, and they hustled me through the back hallways and threw me out in the street. So I saw like fucking 45 seconds of the Foo Fighters, and then I got thrown in the street and had to sit outside the Hollywood Palladium for 3 hours while they played a 3-hour set, guys. They played for 3 hours. Dude, it was brutal. Dude, it was horrible. Yeah, it was not, dude, it was not cool, man. I have been thrown out of a number of concerts. I've had a long history of getting tossed from concerts. Dude, I mean, I don't, not anymore, because now I'm like, smart, but I used to just kind of be a bit of a dipshit. Grateful Dead are like that? Yeah, no, I've seen the Grateful Dead a couple of times. Right? But now I'm on the up and up. All right? Don't abuse alcohol and drugs, guys. It's a waste. All right? There we go. That's my final word. All right, you guys ready for a little fucking, you guys ready for a little politics? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Let's see what we got. So, dude, David Spade to play me. I don't know if David Spade is really the guy, bro. Booze is a poison? It is. Dude. Fucking. Dude, it's just. Dude, RFK is so dumb, bro. Worst concert was Prince? Nah. Dude, no way, dude. Oh, shit. Look at this one. Oh, that one's good, dude. There it is. Dude. Dude, I have an RFK fucking tinfoil hat picture, dude. Ready? It's right here, dude. There it is. There he is. Right? Oh, that's him, dude. RFK is him. Dude, he is so, like, it's impossible to overstate, like, how clown show this guy is, you know? Oh, my God. All right. Let's see some clips, shall we? He is so crusty. All right. Dude. He is worse than Dr. Phil. He is. See, here's the thing. Okay? So let's put it to you this way. You ready? So Dr. Phil is a degenerate. Okay? Dr. Phil is a degenerate, right? He's a cheat, a sneak. He's a liar. He's a bully. Okay? But he's not an idiot. Okay? Dr. Phil is actually fucking smart. Okay? He is. He's not an idiot. He's got a brain. He is smart. He may lie and misrepresent shit, but he's not stupid. Okay? No, somebody asked about Dr. Phil. But the thing about RFK is RFK is like not smart, but RFK is like somebody who gets a belief in his head, and then he believes that his belief trumps the scientific evidence in front of him. See, that's what's dangerous about RFK, is RFK is one of those guys where he could read 17,000 pages of data that says vaccines don't cause autism, and then as soon as he's done, he'd be like, I think vaccines cause autism, and here's why that 17,000 pages of data was wrong. And then he'll give you a paragraph of his own making, and then there you go. That is what RFK Jr. is like. He is one of those people that is like, he'll look at the data and be like, this data is just not conclusive because my hunch tells me that this is why it's happening. Dude. But again, guys, I don't even think the political party matters so much. I mean, like, the only reason RFK Jr. was a Democrat was because of his family lineage and because of his environmental concerns. Because I do genuinely believe that he has concerns about the environment. I do. He was an environmental lawyer. He absolutely has environmental concerns. But what's crazy about this is how he's willing to sort of like subjugate his entire life's work, which was entire environmental law and environmental stuff. He will subjugate all of that for power in order to be able to execute his vaccine theory, right? That's its power. He wants to execute his vaccine theory, and he wants to end vaccines. That's what he wants. He's like convinced that he knows, you know, what no data or scientists on Earth know, that he's like a unicorn, he believes, right? But yeah, watch this shit, dude.
To just, again, some basic facts. Do you accept the fact that 1 million Americans died from COVID?
I don't know how many died.
You're the Secretary of Health and Human Services. You don't have any idea how many Americans died from COVID?
I don't think anybody knows that because there was so much data chaos coming out of the CDC, and there was so many perverse incentives. And these are model
You don't know the answer of how many Americans died from COVID. This is the Secretary of Health and Human Services. Do you think the vaccine did anything to prevent additional deaths?
Again, I would like to see the data and talk about the data.
I would like to see the data and talk about the data. Dude, you're the goddamn head of the HHS. You've literally had the data. What have you been doing for the last 9 months? You fucking clown. I'd have to see the data. Dude, you've had 9 months, bro. Like, you know what's crazy? Not one person. If you talk to the people in the CDC, not one scientist from the CDC has briefed him. He's never even been briefed by any of the scientists in the CDC. 9 months. 9 months in, he never called any of the fucking people in to brief him on anything. Isn't that funny? You like my impersonation? You don't like my impersonation. Oh, yeah, I haven't seen the data. Oh, here's some data. Oh, data. Dude! Oh, I think I'm going to go assault the nanny. Oh, I was such a bad student until I started doing heroin, and now I'm getting straight A's. Dude, I actually do him pretty good, dude. And, oh, yeah, the breathing. Dude. Oh, Lord have mercy on my soul. A vaccine touched my pee-pee. Dude, oh shit. A vaccine touched my pee-pee. Oh, Lord. Oh. Dude, he is so crazy, dude.
For 8 months, and you don't know the data about whether the had this job for.
Dude, you've had this job for 8 months, bro.
I would like to see the data and talk about the data.
You have had this job for 8 months, and you don't know the data about whether the vaccine saved
and
lives?
that's the problem, is that they didn't have the data. The data by the Biden administration absolutely dismal.
So who is politicizing? You're saying the Biden administration politicized all the data? Go back to what Senator Cantwell just said.
Fired Dr.
Go to Trump Surgeon General.
They fired Dr. Krauss. They fired all the people who questioned the orthodoxy. They fired Dr. Gruber, Dr. 𝗪𝗓.
So, Mr. Chairman, the Secretary of Health and Human Services doesn't know how many Americans died from COVID. Doesn't know if the vaccine helped prevent any deaths. And you are sitting as Secretary of Health and Human Services? How can you be that ignorant? Like, you know, I remember when we went through the hearing with you, I asked you about community health centers. You didn't know what role they play. I've been visiting community. I'm glad you've got to one.
Dude, it is a fucking clown show, right? Right? Dude, what are we doing? We're living in an alternate timeline. You know what I'm saying? Dude, yeah, no, he has gotten briefed by no one. He has done zero work, RFK Jr. has. He hasn't been briefed by anybody. He is had studied no data, right? And then any data he does see, he'll say, oh, it's corrupt, right? But you know what's funny about it? Is this is the same guy who came in and said, I'm going to have the answer to autism by September, right? He came in and he had an end date of when he was going to figure out what causes autism. Like, oh yeah, January to, so yeah, I'm going to have it in 8 months. I'm going to have the exact data. Like, dude, what are we doing? Dude, Cardell, let's go, baby. Let's fucking go. Dude, these people are insane, boss. All right, you ready? Let's fucking see what we got here, dude. Bernie.
Beautiful bill threw 15 million Americans off of healthcare, substantially raised premiums, and is going to have a terrible impact on nursing homes, community health centers, rural hospitals all over America. Very briefly, it's not really making America healthy again.
It's going to be the biggest infusion of federal dollars into rural health care in American history.
Yeah, you know why? Because you're cutting $150 billion for rural hospitals. You're putting $50 billion back. That's not an infusion. That's a loss of $100 billion.
Dude, yeah. Dude, they're cutting $150 billion and they're adding $50 billion. And dude, that means you're negative $100 billion there. Dude, he's doing some of that brainworm math, bro, where the worms ate a couple zeros. Oh, Lord, dude. Dude, yeah, driver, put the link in Discord, boss. All right? Dude, what the fuck are we doing, boss? He can't even count. You know what I'm saying? Dude. Oh my gosh. He is so crazy. Can we just take a pause here for a sec? Oh wait, no, I'll come back to that. I'll come back to there's something else we got to talk about that I think is pretty funny. But let me get in here and get some RFK clips. Dude, he's so bad, dude. You see those jobs numbers? How about them jobs numbers? Did you see the job numbers? There were so many layoffs that like the total number of jobs added in August was like 1,400. 1,000, guys. Not 100,000, not 10,000, 1,000. Job. They added job. Dude. Yeah, it's the worst job numbers since fucking Obama, like, having to fix the fucking financial crisis. Dude, what is this? Oh my God.
Through our cities. Robots hold steady hands in the operating room. And drones are redefining the future of war. Innovations of first-generation humanoids.
Humanoids.
Factory automation and autonomous vehicles.
Autonomous.
Have surged from private sector investment.
Be best.
Every one of these advancements is powered by AI.
Humanoids. Dude, you know what? I can't wait. What I just ordered my life-size humanoid AI Jeffrey Epstein that comes with a pulsating fucking pee-pee. It's got the Melania Trump schmear. Right? I paid $50 for the Melania Trump Be Best schmear on my AI humanoid life-size Jeffrey Epstein sex doll, right? So you too can pretend to be, you too can experience Melania Trump grinding on Jeffrey Epstein's fucking pee-pee, right? Oh, dude, it cost me an arm and a leg, boss. You don't want to know how much I paid for this thing. But it was a very luxurious humanoid. Dude. Lord, have mercy on my lack of soul. Dude, dude, she's too much, bro. She is too much.
So that's taking a ship that hasn't moved much in a while and getting it supercharged. The other relevant activity we have at AI at the Department of Energy is through our national labs. We are working to take cancer from a death sentence for millions of Americans into manageable conditions across those by using the power of artificial intelligence.
Oh.
We're using artificial intelligence to harness fusion energy, something I worked on 40 plus years ago. We're using it to understand the basic fabric of the universe. So these incredible scientific endeavors.
Using AI to understand the basic fabric of the universe. That sounds like, wow, that sounds deep, deep, dude. Trust is life.
But perhaps the killer app, the most important use of AI, is for education and to fix one of the greatest American shortcomings, our K through 12 education system.
Yeah. Dude, so, bro, the fabric of the universe. Dude, the universe is seersucker, I think. Right? I believe the last time I checked, the universe was seersucker. I was like, yep, the universe was the gap. 1989. Seersucker universe. Oh, shit. Dude, what are we doing, bro? Right? And what are we doing? We're having humanoids. Man. These guys.
Secretary Wright, it's up to you.
Thank you all for being here today for this just really, really important movement. At its essence, artificial intelligence takes electricity and turns it into intelligence, empowering Americans.
Dude, what the fuck does that even mean? It takes electricity and turns it into intelligence, empowering Americans. Huh. All right. Dude, well, you know what's funny about this is all these people are failures. Like this woman, the labor secretary, 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗏, she was in Oregon. She lost. She got booted. She lost her congressional seat. That's how she ended up in Trump's cabinet. He takes all the losers, right? Humans.
At the Department of Energy, my biggest focus, 7 days a week, is how to grow our supply of electricity.
Oh.
Over the last 20 years...
how to grow our supply of electricity, but they got rid of all the solar and the wind, right? They're getting rid of all the easy shit. Dude, Cardell, let's go, baby. Oh, shit, dude, I made you fucking bust up laughing. All right, let's go. Dude, thank you, Cardell. Appreciate you, boss. Just for that, we're going to kick Elon's ass twice, bro. Says, been watching me, the real deal. I'm dying. You made me wake up my whole house at 3:12 a.m. Let's go, Cardell. Oh, dude, let's go. Welcome, boss. Dude, what are these guys doing? Fucking clown show, bro. All right, all right. Yeah. Humanoids. Yeah. So, dude, the tech world is sort of scary enough, right? The AI revolution is scary. You know, the speed with which tech is moving and AI is a little bit scary, a little bit overwhelming and unnerving. But the fact that it's being spearheaded by people like these guys really makes me nervous. You know why, guys? Because it's kind of like, you know, if you had a big flamethrower, right? You wouldn't want to hand the flamethrower to your 4-year-old nephew, right? That could be risky, okay? It's like, yeah, this flamethrower is great. It's powerful. It's helpful. It has a lot of uses. But in the hands of my 4-year-old nephew, I think the flamethrower could be problematic. That's what I feel like now. I feel like we have, you know, a bunch of 4-year-olds got handed flamethrowers. And now we all have to just keep our fingers crossed that, you know, the whole country's not smoldering when they're done. Right? Dude, the AI Newsomes are funny because what's so funny about the AI Newsomes, and I think the AI Gavins really bother Trump. You know why? Let's look at one of those. All right. Let's see if we can find one. I want to be careful that I don't get some crazy fucking sex bot shit. All right. Is this one? Yeah, there we go. All right, that's an AI Gavin. Now, see, what's crazy about this is obviously like the thing that Trump doesn't like about these is because this looks a lot more like when you see that, it actually kind of looks like it could be Gavin and not Trump, right? You know what I mean? You know, that's the thing that's crazy is this looks sort of like Gavin, right? Like I could picture him taking his shirt off and being cut. But you know Trump ain't that. You know what I'm saying? Like we know that Trump, when we look at Trump, dude, Trump is this guy, dude. There's Trump. Dude, Gavin is a looker. Dude, you're right. It is plausible. And then there's Donnie, bro. Dude, Gavin used this one. Dude, Gavin used this one. You ready? Let me show you the post, dude. It was Trump. Hold on. Hilarious. Dude, right here. He pinned it, but watch how he used it on Trump. Let me find the one where it's so good. Okay. Dude, they're fucking killing him, bro. Dude. Oh, shit. Dude, let me find it. These guys are great. What a job, though. Can you imagine having this job? Like the people running this account, they're having the most fun job ever. Right? Just fucking shitting on Republicans. But let me find the one, dude. Oh, was it a reply? Dude, they post a lot. It must have been a reply. Boy. Is it the shrimp one? Dude, what's the shrimp one? What is the shrimp one? Wait, oh, I know how I can find it. Dude, it's so hard to find shit on Twitter, man. Dude, the JD Vance meme is crazy. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it was from Gavin's. It might have been from Gavin himself and not on the press office one. You see if it was this one. No? Dude. Where is it? A dude talk. Oh my God. Is it? Oh, here. Oh, so never mind. All right. So what I saw was somebody replying with his to Trump's. Okay. So yeah, never mind. The one I was looking for was somebody else. Right now that I see it, somebody else replied to, like, quote tweeted Trump with the Gavin Newsom one. All right, never mind. Okay, never mind. I thought I saw something that was from Gavin, but it was somebody else. But dude, this is crazy. That shit is wild, dude. Isn't that, I mean, doesn't he look like shit, bro? Jesus. Jesus. There you go. There's Donnie. Dude, those tweets, though, are so funny. It's not even real. Yeah, no, I'm sure it looks like it's like AI modified, right? You know what I'm saying? For sure, it's AI modified. Of course, it's got to be, right? I would think. Or it's just a bad fucking picture. I mean, dude, Trump looks like that. Dude, Green Ghost, let's go. You think Gavin would have beat Trump in 24? I don't know. I don't know if Gavin could have won the primary in 24. Maybe, right? I mean, dude, Kamala Harris almost beat Trump, though. You know what I'm saying? Like Kamala Harris practically just about beat Trump, right? She should have won it. Let's be honest, right? Dude, this shit is crazy. Oh, he's definitely running in 28, right? He's definitely running in 28.
This is what you could end up looking like if you eat some of the raw, frozen shrimp being sent to the United States by other countries. This is what you could end up.
Dude, the like fart noises or whatever. Dude, you hear those noises in the beginning?
This is what.
Dude, those noises are funny. You know what's so funny about this too? Okay? Is this guy, this fucking clown right here, right? Kennedy from Louisiana. He has the nerve to walk around talking about how AOC is so dumb. That's why they put like instructions on a shampoo bottle, right? Right? He thinks he is so smart, bro. And he is such a fucking, like the clown of clowns.
This is what you could end up looking like if you eat some of the raw, frozen shrimp being sent to the United States by other countries.
Dude, no, that's not what he put up. That is, somebody memed that, okay? The Kennedy one with the shrimp was this. All right? The Kennedy one with the shrimp. He actually did this, though. Look at this shit. He actually fucking posted a fucking, like, it's hard to believe that this guy actually used this, like a picture of alien.
Mr. President, this is a photograph of the alien from the movie Alien.
Oh, thank you.
This is what you could end up looking like if you eat some of the raw, frozen shrimp being sent to the United States by other countries. Now, let me tell you what I'm talking about. In late August, the FDA found...
Dude, think about this, guys. This guy is making $180K a year to stand up there with a fucking, like, he had some of his interns or whatever go get that made. They went to Kinko's, right? FedEx, Kinko's, and they paid, I don't know, $75 of our taxpayer money to make this huge, like, photographic image for Kennedy's big speech on the floor. Bro. And when they're not doing this, they're debating about like genital checks in bathrooms. This is the American government. right? Did this really happen? Dude, I don't know, dude. I think it really happened, bro.
That raw frozen shrimp from Indonesia was being sold in Walmart.
In Walmart.
Specifically in Walmart stores in Alabama,
of course,
Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Missouri, Mississippi, Ohio, Oklahoma.
Yeah, and all of them are red states, bro. How come there's no radioactive shrimp in California? Huh? I wonder.
Pennsylvania, Texas, and West Virginia.
Dude, every one is a goddamn red state, bro. All the radioactive shrimp ended up in the red states. Huh? Isn't that weird? You might be a redneck if you open up your Walmart shrimp and you see Sigourney Weaver in there wrestling a xenomorph. You might be a goddamn redneck. Dude.
It was being sold under the Walmart label called the Great Value label.
Dude, I mean, if you get radioactive shrimp for the regular price, I mean, isn't that kind of great value? You could argue that that actually is a great value, right? Right? Oh, Lord, dude.
If you eat it, how could you end up looking like the alien in the Alien?
Oh, God.
Because the shrimp was radioactive. I kid you not.
Dude. He actually said that.
It had a radioactive isotope in it called cesium-137.
Oh, shit.
It'll kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it doesn't turn you into the alien if you eat this stuff, I guarantee you'll grow an extra ear.
Oh, my God, dude. Dude, Cardell, let's go, brother. Thank you. Dude. Oh, my God, bro. Dude, you've seen his commercial, right? You guys, do you know the commercial that, hold on, let me find you his campaign commercial, okay? Because this shit was fucking wild, bro. This guy is clownery. He started as a clown, he ended as a clown, but watch his campaign commercial, because this shit is one of the crazier campaign commercials you've ever seen. All right, here it is. You ready? Watch this. Watch this. Here we go. All right, hold on.
Violent crime is surging in Louisiana. Woke leaders blame the police. I blame the criminals. A mom should not have to look over her shoulder when she's pumping gas. I voted against the early release of violent criminals, and I opposed defunding the police. Look, if you hate cops just because they're cops, the next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead. I'm John Kennedy, and I approve this message.
Dude, he's so serious, bro. He is so serious.
I opposed defunding the police. Look, if you hate cops just because they're cops, the next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead. I'm John Kennedy, and I approve this message.
Dude! Oh my God. Yeah, no, he's definitely wearing makeup. You can see his lipstick, bro. He looks like he was just working the Benny Johnson glory hole a few minutes before he filmed this, bro. Right? Dude, Benny Johnson was... oh, shit, dude. Oh, my God. Dude, that shit is funny, bro. If you hate cops just because they're cops, next time you're in trouble, call a crackhead. Dude. He is... yeah, man. He is something special, bro. No, and no, that is not AI. You just wish it was AI. Jesus, dude. Dude, what a fucking clown show. You know what's crazy about this, though? Here's what is wild, guys. Is he could have given the whole speech about, like, the radioactive Walmart shrimp. Like, this picture was not necessary to the story. It didn't even add to the story. You know what I mean? Dude, that's what's so funny about it. It had nothing to do with the story. It was like a useless prop just added. Right? Just added for no reason, bro. For, I guess, for the comedy content. Oh, Lord. All right. We got to go back to Rupar. Right? We got to go back to RFK Jr., see if we got any other good clips. Oh, dude. Pressing. Oh, this is going to be interesting. You ready? Look at this. Oh, my God. He pressed Kennedy on how he can praise Trump for Operation Warp Speed while at the same time denigrating vaccines. Oh, that could be interesting. Dude, it's 6 minutes, though. I don't know if I want to invest 6 minutes. See, here's something that is crazy, okay? Yeah, I don't know if I can spend 6 minutes, though, with him. This was good, simple but good. What, the questioning of RFK Jr. right there about that one? Should we watch it? Is it worth it? All right, let's watch it. All right, fuck it.
Senator Cassidy.
Thank you. I'll try and restore a little calm here. And I'm approaching this as a doctor, not as a senator. I am concerned about children's health, seniors' health, all of our health. And I applaud you for joining the president in a call for radical transparency. Thank you for that. I said yesterday, I believe it, that President Trump deserves a Nobel Prize for Operation Warp Speed. If he had been President Obama, he would have gotten it. But because of Operation Warp Speed, forcing the federal government to come to a vaccine development within 10 months when others said it couldn't be done, we saved millions of lives globally, trillions of dollars, we reopened economies, an incredible accomplishment. Mr. Secretary, do you agree with me that the president deserves a Nobel Prize for Operation Warp Speed?
Yeah, absolutely, Senator. That was phenomenal.
Let me ask you, but you just told Senator Bennett that the COVID vaccine killed more people than COVID.
Wait,
that was a statement.
I did not say that.
Okay, then let me ask, because you also...
Senator, I just want to make clear, I did not say that.
We'll check the record. That's a question of fact. You also said that
we'll check the record. Dude, did you see him right there? Oh, my God, he literally caught him. Yes, he deserves a Nobel Peace Prize. Well, wait, you just said the vaccine killed more than COVID did. And he's like,
fact. You also said that you were also, as lead attorney for the Children's Health Defense, you engaged in multiple lawsuits attempting to restrict access to the COVID vaccine. Again, it surprises me that you think so highly of Operation Warp Speed when, as an attorney, you attempted to restrict access. But let me ask.
I'm happy to explain why.
I have.
Dude, yeah, how do you rectify that? I think the rollout, I know the breathing is wild, but the rollout of the vaccine was so good, you deserve the Nobel Peace Prize, but the vaccine was killing everybody and it doesn't work. Like, how does that make sense? You deserve a Nobel Peace Prize for this wondrous rollout of a deadly mRNA vaccine that was worse than COVID. But you rolled out the death like nobody before. The way you prepared us to all die was so Peace Prize. Yeah, dude, that is RFK breathing. That is not, I mean, I know you think it's fucking Darth Vader over here, right? That is not Darth Vader. That is fucking RFK.
I have 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. It also surprises me because you've canceled, or HHS did, but apparently under your direction, $500 million in contracts using the mRNA vaccine platform that was critical to Operation Warp Speed. Again, an accomplishment that I think President Trump should get a Nobel Prize for. You canceled $500 million in contracts. Now, I grew up in a middle-class family, so $500 million seems just to cancel. It seems like an incredible waste of money. But it also seems like a commentary upon what the president was attempting, what the president did in Operation Warp Speed, which is to create a platform by which to create vaccines. So this just seems inconsistent that you would agree with me the president deserves a tremendous amount of credit for this.
Is this a question, Senator Cassidy, or is this a speech that you don't want me to answer? I want to answer that question.
Please, please.
If it's a question.
But be tight, please.
First of all, the reason that Operation Warp Speed was genius is it did something nobody had ever been done. I don't think any president, but President Trump could do it. It got the vaccine to market that was perfectly matched to the virus at that time when it was badly needed, because there was low natural immunity and there were people getting very badly injured by COVID. But it was also brought in therapeutics like hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin and protocols for treatments. And there were no mandates. And then
okay, I have another question, so please.
That's when I began litigating against President Biden's mandates. Now,
I'm sorry, let me go on because
in terms
you've
of
covered
me
the mandates
canceling
before.
those contracts,
I have limited time, Mr. Secretary.
Dude, RFK is such a weenie, bro. Dude, he is like, you know what's wild about it? Is like seeing him in a leadership position, like he's just not a leader at all. He is like always scrambling to try and make a point. Dude, he's vaccinated. He had a party, Brian, right? He had a party where everybody that attended the party needed to be vaccinated. RFK Jr. did. But he is like always like, just seems like he's 2 minutes behind everybody, right? Doesn't he? He's like 2 minutes behind the curve. Like you talk to him and he's like, hold on, let me talk to you. And he's like answering a question from 5 minutes ago. And you're like, bro, I asked that question before dinner. Oh, let me just tell you. Dude. Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Sorry. You've called for, and rightly so, that we should restrict participation in agencies for those with conflict of interest. I would like to submit for the record a evaluation of the conflict of interest of those who are on the 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗆 and the Vaccines and Related Biologic Products Advisory Board. It was not 97% as alleged, rather it was 6.9%, and it was 1.2%, I think, for the other panel.
Without objection.
Now, I am concerned, though, because many of those whom you have nominated for the 𝗙cie𝗶𝗆 board...
excuse me,
can I have my time back?
Yes.
Yeah. What I am concerned about is that many of those whom you've nominated for 𝗙cie𝗶𝗆 have received revenue as serving as expert witnesses for plaintiffs' attorneys suing vaccine makers. Now, one of my colleagues in another setting alleged that you seem more interested in settlements than science. If we put people who are paid witnesses for people suing vaccines, that actually seems like a conflict of interest. Real quickly, do you agree with that?
No, I don't. It may be a bias, and that bias, if disclosed, is okay.
Dude, all I can say is that person on Twitter who said that RFK Jr. looks like Mel Gibson after he was left like in the microwave for too long. It's so true. Dude, look at him. Dude, he looks like he doesn't look healthy. He thinks he is so healthy because he's got like muscles, because he's probably fucking taken some roids. But like, dude, his skin just looks cooked, bro. Right? His skin, he looks like a basketball that was like left out in the sun for like 7 years out in the elements, doesn't he? Dude, green goes. Let's go. Doesn't he? Doesn't he look like a basketball that was just left out in the hot Arizona sun for like 4 or 5 summers? Dude, just cooked. That shit is just like, it's like like one of those Slim Jims, bro, in a suit. You know, those snack foods, the Slim Jim. He looks like a Slim Jim with like, you know, game show host hair and squeezed into a fucking suit, bro.
It's not a financial conflict. It's not a financial
Let me finish up. Let me finish up. You also told Senator Wyden at the outset that you didn't want to take vaccines away from people. And as I conclude, I would like to say this. Because of the conflicting recommendations made about COVID. This is from Eric Erickson, good conservative out of Atlanta, Georgia, occasionally gives me hell. My wife has stage 4 lung cancer. She is one of the people the COVID vaccine actually helps. Thanks to the current mess at HHS, CVS is unable to get her vaccine. Secondly, an email from a physician friend of mine. Hey, Bill, I'm not even sure what I'm asking you, but we're all confused and concerned about who can get the COVID vaccine. We are having our attorney try and render an opinion, but there's no firm guidance and concern about liability if vaccines are given to a patient who requests it, but not on the current CDC list. Pharmacists are requiring a prescription now even for patients over 65, creating a huge headache. I submit these for the record.
Without objection.
I would say effectively we're denying people vaccine.
Senator Cantwell.
Yeah, see, that's the crazy thing, guys. I don't know if you guys are aware yet, or maybe you are, but what they have done is they've made it so you can't even get the vaccine. Okay, it's not even like we're not going to mandate it anymore. We're taking it off the schedule. They did that. But they literally made it so unless you are in a high risk group and unless you go to the doctor and get that doctor has to put their own career on the line to vouch for you being in the high risk group in order for you to get it. And now because of the way these shitheads are, nobody's going to go out of their way to fake it either. Okay? You know what I'm saying? It's wild. Now, thankfully, on the West Coast, we're okay. All right? I don't know if you guys saw this, but this is something that got announced the other day. All right? It's right here. It's that we've made a coalition, okay? Governor Kotek and Gavin Newsom and what's the fucking the Washington governor, Bob? What's his name? Is it Ferguson? What's Washington's governor? Is it Ferguson? I can't remember his name. I always forget his name, dude. But the fucking, I guess I could just Google it. It is Bob Ferguson. All right. I do remember it. Never mind. I don't forget his name. But so basically what we've decided is they're creating a West Coast alliance. Okay? So now in Washington, Oregon, and California, we are basically declining to pay attention to HHS's, right? We're not going to listen to the CDC. Okay? All of RFK Jr.'s recommendations were like, no, we're going to go with established science. And of course, you know, some of the top universities in the country exist in these 3 states. So we're sticking with established medical science, and we are going to disavow RFK Jr.'s little fucking whatever his little trip, his little anti-vaxxer, going to be pounding ivermectin up everybody's ass. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Did Hawaii join too? Let's go. Big W for Hawaii. Big W. Dude, yeah, Florida was crazy. I mean, did you see the Florida guy? The Florida vaccine guy where they're like, okay, they're canceling all, right? Now all immunizations for children are optional in Florida, but the guy compared vaccines to slavery. Wow. That is only a black Republican would come up with that fucking, right? Was it the Surgeon General of Florida? Is that who it was? What did I say? Did I say Attorney General? Dude, I'm all over the map, guys. I'm sorry. Did I say Attorney General, the Surgeon General? Yeah, dude, that guy, only a Republican could come up with that shit. That vaccine schedules for children are like slavery. Huh. Oh, all right. I'm not sure about that there, boss. Jesus. Dude. Yeah, no, Green Ghost, it's pretty rough, man. I mean, it's like, I hate to say this, but the black Republican is like the gay Republican or the whatever, insert marginalized person Republican, where part of them being, they have to throw their own whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever group, whatever marginalized group they're from, they basically have to throw the whole group under the bus and take the sort of like white supremacist version of them and adopt that as their own personal belief system. It's pretty sad. Yeah, I know the trans Republicans like Blair White or Caitlyn Jenner, you know, they have to disavow all of their, you know, everything about themselves. It's pretty crazy, dude. It's pretty sad, but that's good news. Forming an alliance to coordinate vaccine recommendations, and we're defying RFK Jr., right? Dude, he is a clown, boss. Jesus, bro. Fucking clown. Dude, did you see this shit? Can I just show you this? You want to see the most brutal ratio ever to be seen on Twitter? All right, you know how Andrew Cuomo is trying to do video like Zora Mamdani? Watch this, bro. This is one of the most brutal ratios you're ever going to see in your life, boss. I've never seen anything like this. So Cuomo, right, posted this video. Let me find it. This is rough, dude. Look at this. Nope, that's not it. Where is it? Wait, let me find it. Oh, I guess I can search it. Yeah, watch this. There it is. Look at this. All right, look at this. He posts, I'm in it to win it. Okay? Ready this? I'm in it to win it is the post. Okay? Look at that. It's got 5,000 likes. 5.5K. All right? You see that? Now Zoran comes in and posts a link to his donate to mayor. He posts his donation link in there. 181,000, bro. 181,000. Dude, I've never seen a ratio that bad, bro. I don't even think Mr. Beast could pull this off, bro. I'm serious. Dude, isn't that fucking wild? Isn't that the craziest fucking ratio you've ever seen in your life? Oh, shit, bro. Sting. Yeah, dude, that stings. Look at his, let's watch his video.
Hello, I'm Andrew Cuomo. And unless you've been living under a rock, you probably know that the Democratic primary...
Hello, I'm Andrew Cuomo. Unless you've been living under a rock... You've probably heard. Dude, this guy is the worst speaker. Unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably heard that I got my ass handed to me in the Democratic primary by Zoran Mamdani. As you may know, I've got a lengthy criminal history. My I don't believe a lengthy criminal history should affect my ability to be mayor because I am not Muslim. And unless you've been living under a rock, I am not Zoran Mamdani. I am Andrew Cuomo. Dude.
Hello, I'm Andrew Cuomo. And unless you've been living under a rock, you probably know that the Democratic primary did not go the way I had hoped. To the 440,000 New Yorkers who voted for me, a sincere thank you. Thank you for believing in me, in my agenda, and in my experience. And I am truly sorry that I let you down.
Why don't I like him? Dude, he's a sex pest, bro. He's a fucking sex pest, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dude, Cuomo?
But as my grandfather used to say, when you get knocked down, learn the lesson and pick yourself back up and get in the game. And that is what I'm going to do. The fight to save our city isn't over. Only 13% of New Yorkers voted in the June primary. The general election is in November. And
you weren't talking about me. You were so talking about, I got it. Someone in chat said they don't like Mamdani. All right. I thought that was a weird question, bro.
I am in it to win it. The general election is in November, and I am in it to win it.
In it to win
My
it.
opponent, Mr. Mamdani, offers slick slogans, but no real solutions. We need a city with lower rent, safer streets, where buying your first home is once again possible.
Dude, what is this? What is this B-roll, dude? Dude, what are they doing here, dude? Like, you know how he's shooting the B-roll? Like, what is this scene supposed to be? This is what's fascinating about this video, right? He's out here, let's film some B-roll. But, like, what activity is the mayoral hopeful and this guy, right? You have this guy, okay? Right? You have this guy. Dude, Cuomo fucking shorted out my fucking chat there. All right. So you have this guy with his phone out on the street of New York, and Cuomo's like pointing and like talking in a real animated way, and you're just sort of wondering, like, what are they doing? Right? Are they talking about real estate? Is he showing him the latest rent-controlled stuff?
Buying your first home is once again possible.
He's like just moving his hand.
Where childcare won't bankrupt you.
See, that one, this is the problem, dude, is he can't be near kids. I think he broke a restraining order to actually shoot this fucking scene.
That's the New York City we know. That's the one that is still possible. You haven't given up on it, and you deserve a mayor with the experience and ideas to make it happen again, and the guts to take on anyone who stands in the way. Every day I'm going to be hitting the streets, meeting you where you are, to hear the good and the bad, problems and solutions. Because for the next few months, it's my responsibility to earn your vote.
Yeah, well, let me just show you. Ready? Right here, dude. There it is. Let's find it. Dude, oh my God. I think they're suppressing the fucking thing, dude. Oh, wait, maybe young woman will get it. Dude, I feel like they're suppressing it. They are. Because normally you would just type Andrew Cuomo, young woman, and it would come up. I think Google is suppressing the search. Yeah, there we go. But there it is. There's the shot. This is Anna Rook, right? Look at him. That's out in public, he is. Look at the way he's fucking touching her, right? He went up to her. He's like 40 years older than her. And he like grabbed her behind the neck, under her hair like that. Dude, she was terrified. And she's like, yeah, dude, who would be happy? Dude, if I saw a guy, like some stranger grab a young girl like that in a fucking bar, I would be over there like checking in with her to see if she needed some help. It's so creepy, dude. He's in public. Imagine how he treats women when behind closed doors after he's had a couple martinis. Yeah, dude. It's so gross. All right. This is from 2021. And he says in his statement, he said he might have said things that were misinterpreted as an unwanted flirtation, right? When speaking to a former aide, all right? So the governor was working the room after toasting the newlyweds, okay, at a wedding reception. He came upon Miss Ruck, now 33, all right? But this was, you know, she was like, I guess, 29 or 31. She thanked him for his kind words about her friends, but what happened next instantly unsettled her. He put his hand on her bare lower back. When she removed his hand with her own, the governor remarked that she seemed aggressive, and he placed his hands on her cheek. So first, he had his hand on her bare back, and she pulled it away, and he's like, wow, you're being aggressive. And then he grabbed her fucking head like that. Isn't that crazy? And he asked if he could kiss her loudly enough for a friend standing nearby to hear her. She was bewildered. She pulled away. She was confused. I bet she was confused. Like, what the fuck, bro? Dude, what the fuck is that? This guy. Dude. Trump doesn't even ask. Yeah. Yeah. Power corrupts. I guess. Some people it does. Dude. That is so creepy, though, guys. Dude, that is so creepy. Yeah. Well, I mean, here's my thing. You ready? So for me, like, if you want to know everything about Cuomo, it's this, dude. Okay? This is everything here. Where he says, let me see here. Where he basically said he's willing to ask Trump for help. Right? Like Cuomo will partner with Trump to try and beat Zoran. And so that's crazy. Like any Democrat who would try to partner up with Donald Trump to win an election after they lose the Democratic primary. I mean, dude, you're a Democrat. You lost the primary. That's it. Why are you still running? It is some TYT shit, bro. It's like TYT on steroids, bro. But man, he's going to get right here. Trump advisors have discussed the possibility of giving, oh no, that's Mayor Adams. That's a different one, right? So, I see what's going on. Trump is thinking about giving Adams a position so he'll drop. So it'll just be Cuomo versus Zoran. They're trying to get rid of 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗶 too, right? Dude, so gross. Quid pro Cuomo. Dude, yeah, they're going to give jobs to Adams and 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗶, right? In order to clear the field. So there you go. Dude, it's like you can vote for Zoran Mamdani or you can vote for Donald Trump. Gee, I wonder who you're going to vote for. But the fact that the Democratic Party's not like disavowing this man, like, I have a problem with that, guys. I have a problem with the Democrats not putting out a statement saying Mr. Cuomo partnering with Donald Trump in order to try and beat a democratically elected candidate in the primary is like, man, that's a real fucking problem, bro. I have a real fucking problem with that. And you know me, I don't have a lot of problems with the Democratic Party. I'm pretty tolerant. But like that shit, like I even understand some of these guys not wanting to endorse Zoran. I don't agree with it, but I understand that they're corporate Dems and they're worried about the socialist tag. They're worried about whatever. They're bullshit donors. It's a fucking clown show, right? Fine. You don't want to endorse him because he's DSA. I get it. But when you have supposedly one of yours who's disrespecting the primary because he lost the primaries running anyway, and now he's going to get in cahoots with Donald fucking Trump, and he's got a D next to his name, like, bro, that shit, that's intolerable. Yeah, but so Hope, the thing about the Michael Cohen, the thing about 𝗏𝗏 hiring Michael Cohen is he provides an amount of insider access that is helpful to a news org like 𝗏𝗏, right? So I understand that. The ethics of it are definitely blurry, but I do understand that move because they were purchasing something that will help them tear down Trump better. So they were making it's like the hiring of Michael Cohen is like hiring an informant. Okay, you know the guy's a liar. You know the guy's full of shit. You know the guy's a scoundrel, but they are giving you just enough insider information that you can like break people down. And that is one of those things that sometimes you have to do. Sometimes you got to hire somebody a little bit dirty. You sort of choose the least dirty of the dirties in order to get some of that insider thing. The ethics are very murky, right? They are. But it is akin to hiring an informant. And so I get it. I don't love it. I don't really like Michael Cohen, but I don't love it, but I understand the move. But like, dude, partnering with Donald Trump is like not that. Okay? It's not like there's nothing murky about a Democrat partnering with Donald Trump to try and knock off a Democrat who won the goddamn primary. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucking crazy. That shit is nuts. You know, Michael Cohen, dude, fuck Michael Cohen, though. Dude, that guy's a clown, bro. Anyone who knows what he knows keeps it under his hat. Yeah, no, you're not wrong, Melody. You're not wrong. I mean, he's probably worried about his life. And you know, I saw somebody say about how they hired a private investigator to find a 13-year-old. Yeah, I know that shit's crazy. But guys, you know what's fucked up, though? You ready for this? When you hear some of that shit with Cohen and the private investigator and like, but like, dude, you know how many of our politicians and like corporate leaders, CEOs of companies are like engaging in that kind of behavior? Like, you would be amazed at the disgusting behavior that like is at the top of those corporate and governmental food chains. Like, there's a lot of really bad behavior, guys. A lot of really unethical shit that's like legal, but extraordinarily unethical, man. You know, it's pretty dirty, dude. Like capitalism, I think, is just pretty dirty. It sucks, dude. It sucks. Dude, David Pecker. Oh, yeah, dude, he's disgusting. I mean, how can you have a name like Pecker and fucking be, you know, I want to look at the AOC clip real quick. And then we're going to watch a little bit of Anna. And then fucking, oh, wait, no, all right, we may have to cut Anna. I'm going to have to cut Anna, dude. But I think this AOC video is a worthwhile watch, dude. The one of her on Capitol Hill. Right here, this one. Watch this.
We have a Democratic nominee. Are we a party that rallies behind our nominee or not? And I believe, as a person who has rallied, I supported Joe Biden when he was the nominee. He was not my preferred candidate in the primary. I, of course, supported Vice President Harris for the presidency because I am a Democrat. And what we do is that we use our primaries to settle our differences. And once we have a nominee, we rally behind that nominee.
Exactly.
I am very concerned about the example that is being set by anybody in our party. I believe that we must set the example of supporting the party's nominee.
100%. How can you not get behind the nominee who wins in New York, wins that primary, and then you're going to expect the rest of the Democratic coalition to get behind you or your presidential candidate or what have you? That's some fucking bullshit, bro. That is some fucking dog shit. All right? You know what I mean?
Because it complicates, if an individual doesn't want to support the party's nominee now, it complicates their ability to ask voters to support any nominee
Anyone.
later, whether that is mayoral, presidential, what have you. And so I think for the good of the party, we must put our differences aside
100%.
and support our party's nominee.
100%. And especially since they walk around wanting leftists to support the fucking primary winners. Okay? We know that's been I know I've felt that way, and we know they've felt that way, where they're like, you know what? If you're a leftist, yes, maybe your candidate didn't win the primary, but you should still support the Democrat, the left-wing candidate in the fucking election. And now they're going to fuck around and do this? Like, homie, what kind of decision-making is that? That's bad business, guys. That's bad business. All right? That's bad fucking business. You're allowed to disagree with him. You're allowed to disagree with some of his shit. But the reality is you can't expect anybody else to back your shit, you know, if you're not going to back your own shit.
You are frustrated, though, with Jeffries and Schumer for not publicly making a position on this, yes?
No, I mean, I think that this isn't about personalities, right? I think that we're in a moment of a Trump administration. The stakes are high, and I want, of course, to see our party come together and stick together despite our differences. And that's how I feel about the matter.
Yeah, let's go. Exactly. Dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is factual. Oh, fuck, dude. Look at that, though. They're going after AOC. Dude, there are people going after her. Dude, it's hard. Dude, you can't get anywhere. You can't go anywhere without somebody coming after you, boss. Dude, I'm sorry. I don't like Hakeem Jeffries. I don't. Dude, I just don't like the guy. He's too fucking Christian, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, you know what it was? It was me, dude. It was this tweet, right? I'll show you the exact tweet. That was the end of Hakeem Jeffries for me. Okay? Let's just go to his fucking page. I'll show you right here. It was right after Trump fucking got inaugurated. And it was this one right here. He tweeted this after Trump got inaugurated. Presidents come and presidents go. Through it all, God is still on the throne. And I'm like, dude, no offense, bro. But like, we got Project 2025 at the door. Christian nationalism, fascism. And you're like saying, oh yeah, you know, people come and go, but God's on the throne. Like, dude, that ain't inspiring us that you're going to do any fucking fighting, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, why the fuck are you tweeting about like, oh, I don't care if we have fascism. God's going to take care of us. It's like, fuck you, bro. Project 2025's moving in and you're tweeting this shit like that. You ain't a fighter if you do that. Seriously. You are a fucking clown, bro. Dude, not cool, man. You know what I'm saying? That it just ain't cool, dude. That was the end for me, boss, when I'm like, oh, fuck. You know, unfortunately, though, the guy still has a bunch of power, so he still needs to be worked with. You still got to dance around this motherfucker, right? Everybody in the house has to dance around him, okay? And I'll give him a tiny bit of credit. Like during the CR, he did get the entire House coalition to fucking vote no on that. Even the people that were in sort of the purple districts. So he did pull a little bit of solidarity together in the CR before Schumer went ahead and did his thing. But so I was a little bit impressed by that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, dude, Cardell, thank you, boss. Let's fucking go, baby. But dude, this shit, I don't like this shit. This is like thoughts and prayers. Like thoughts and prayers, democracy. That's what this is. You know? All right. You ready? So, dude, let's go look at James O'Keefe. You may have seen this, but this shit is wild. I have not watched it yet, but you guys know who James O'Keefe is? Okay, so James O'Keefe is the Project Veritas guy. Okay? This is the guy. Okay, James O'Keefe. He's Project Veritas. Okay, he's the guy. Now, this guy's a wingnut. Okay? This guy calls himself a guerrilla journalist, but he's a wingnut. He's out there. But I'm curious about this because I'm trying to figure out who this guy is. Okay, this is Joseph Schnitt. Right? Joseph Schnitt. Let's see who fucking... So here's the thing, though, that's hard, right? Is this guy doesn't have a huge internet presence. Yeah, no, Ellen, we're definitely going to stick together for sure. We do need to stick together for sure. But so Joseph Schnitt is he is an analyst at the DOJ, I guess. I don't know. He doesn't have a lot of a fucking. He's like, oh, I guess what he is he is an acting deputy chief. All right, let's look at this guy. Okay, this is Joe Schnitt. Okay, now, just so you know, right? So Project Veritas was James O'Keefe's little investigative guerrilla journalism sort of thing, right? Now, this is he goes out and does this guerrilla warfare. And he tries to get people on camera to admit shit. Okay, this is his thing. Now, the thing about this that I want to tell you, the way this guy is acting deputy chief, let me tell you, though, this is one of the things that Trump has done consistently, okay, is the acting secretary. Trump did this in his first term because the secretary of departments would need to go through a confirmation. What Trump has done often is he leaves big positions open and then he just picks an underling to make the acting chief or the acting deputy chief. So he doesn't have to get anybody's approval. He doesn't have to get confirmation. He doesn't have to go through the usual whatever paperwork or the usual approval process of getting somebody into a position. So this is Joseph Schnitt, okay? That like he's the acting deputy chief of a Justice Department unit. And so James O'Keefe sits down with this guy and shoots a little secret video. Okay, now, we don't know, right? Like, this guy's looking pretty weird looking, okay? This guy's looking pretty bizarre. He is looking kind of like you would see him in the back room of a fucking deli in Hoboken, right? You know, he's definitely got a B-movie mafia vibe. He definitely looks MAGA. But I am intrigued by this video. I want to watch this video, dude, to see what he has to say. Now, there's some claims in here, right? And you're right, JD. There's a lot of skepticism about Project Veritas because we don't know how real this guy is being. We don't know if this is some kind of setup. We don't know if this guy's an actor. I am not putting this out on a claim of like, this is a truthful thing and this is like rock solid information. All right. This is tabloid. This is tabloid fodder. Tabloid fodder. Okay. But I do want to watch it because I want to see what he says. And the reason I want to see what he says is because we're going to sort of research Joseph Schnitt and then we're going to look and see if the things he's saying are fitting with other pieces of the puzzle, okay? Pieces that people have said. Because obviously, like, if this is a real guy, this is going to reverberate through Trump world, okay? Trump's not going to, like, you remember Madeline Westerhout? Do you know who Madeline Westerhout is? Remember her from Trump's first term? You remember her? I don't know if you remember Madeline Westerhout, but she was the director of Oval Office operations. Okay. She was like she got her dream job working for Trump. Big job. And then what she did was she went out one night and she got drunk and she went out with some like press people. And she got drunk and she started talking. Okay. And so check it out. So on here you go. You ready? On August 29, 2019, she was fired after it was revealed that she had shared details about Trump's family and White House operations to reporters, reportedly while intoxicated at an off-the-record dinner. Okay, she was out with some reporters, she got drunk, and then she started boasting that I have a better relationship with Trump than Ivanka does. And she said that Trump disliked being photographed with Tiffany because he considered her to be overweight. And the reporters were like, oh, fuck. And word got back to Trump, and she got like shit canned and completely ostracized. And now the thing about it is she was kind of a big deal. She was like an up and comer. She was like, I don't know, like a Caroline Levitt, but smart and way savvier, way more savvy. But then she got drunk and she got all lippy and she got booted, dude. She got fucking booted like, oh, right? Because loose lips. Okay, loose lips, like Trumpy. I mean, he's got that. Trumpy doesn't demand much, okay? But what he does demand is that you be able to keep your mouth shut, okay? So now, the reason why I bring her up, is this, is because if this guy is really a guy, with a, you know, that is connected to anything close to this, to where he's giving out real information, this guy's gonna get the boot like real fucking quick, bro. A hook's gonna come out and just pull him out of the DOJ, right? Like this is going to get severely handled if any of this is true. But yeah, let's see what this guy has to say, shall we?
But those files do exist.
Yeah, thousands and thousands of pages of files. They'll redact every Republican or conservative person in those files, leave all the liberal, Democratic people in those files.
I think they visited that Maxwell person.
Yeah.
And also involved.
Got transferred to a minimum security prison too recently, which is against BOP policy because she's a convicted sex offender.
See, here's what's hard though, right? Here's what's sort of hard about this is already, dude, we've watched it. We're 28 seconds in. And do you notice something about how this guy is like talking to this woman, but he's not being conversational. It's as though he's reading the entire story out off a cue card. Right? You know what I mean? Like normally in conversation, you're not like, oh yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell. Oh yeah, she got transferred to a minimum security prison, which is of course never done. And like, you know, it's just the way he's saying it is like bad screenwriting. Okay, where he's just giving her a complete exposition. The minute he mentions Ghislaine Maxwell, she mentions Ghislaine Maxwell, and he's like, yeah, let me lay out all the information about Ghislaine Maxwell here, right? It's like a character doing really bad exposition in a movie where a guy walks in and he says, oh my God, you know what just happened? Susan just broke up with her boyfriend because he had cheated on her, and she just found out about it on a phone call, and then Susan went and called her best friend, and now her best friend is freaking out and doing donuts in the parking lot. And she's going to walk in here in like 5 minutes and she's going to tell you exactly what I just told you. But like, wow, I can't believe what's just happening. Right? You know what I mean? It's like that really bad exposition where they just explain the whole thing. He's just calling it out. Now, granted, he may have just edited those pieces at the beginning of this, but I don't know. There's something about the way this guy's talking that's a little weird. It doesn't feel conversational. It feels like information delivery, right? Like he's delivering information instead of like, you know, because you ready? If you look at people in a situation like that, I was an actor, all right? And like the thing about acting when you're trying to act a real guy. So what's crazy with this is normally somebody with this kind of information, if they're sharing it, they don't want to share it, right? You know what I mean? They're kind of like, they feed you like a piece at a time, and they don't really want to share it, but they do, but they're like trying to hold themselves back. And he's just like, oh yeah, let me just spit it all out here. Right? There's something about this that is like, it feels a little disingenuous, but we'll see.
They're offering her something to keep it on show.
That was the acting deputy chief of the office of...
See, again, though, that was a cut up at the beginning. So that may... right? That was just the little intro thing. So maybe when we see that in greater conversation, it will like not be as obvious.
Enforcement operations, Joseph Schnitt, telling a stranger about the FBI and DOJ's handling of the Epstein files. Schnitt, who works at a high level inside the Department of Justice, goes on to comment on the inconsistent statements, special treatment of Ghislaine Maxwell, and the blatant backtracking on promises of transparency.
And what do you do?
I work for the Department of Justice.
Okay.
Been there like 23 years. I'm an analyst. I'll be acting deputy chief of our office for a few months starting next week. I work closely with like all the federal law enforcement agencies and the U.S. attorney's offices, the prosecutors and stuff.
See, what I'm trying to figure out here is like, what's the premise here? Is this woman like trying? Are they supposedly on a date? Is he trying to woo her with this information, or like, why is this soon-to-be acting deputy chief sitting at a restaurant just divulging all of his secrets to a woman while she eats a salad? Right? Are they on a date? Like, I feel like we need to know a little background here. Because it's very strange, right? Yes. Because first off, in this political climate, think about the political climate right now, the paranoia in Trump land with the press and the paranoia of people finding shit out. Anybody who's in the Trump organization working for Trump that, like, you would expect them to be extra guarded, right?
Prosecutors and stuff. The thing is, it's interesting because I do deal with so many of the agencies, like the Bureau of Prisons, the Marshal Service, the FBI, U.S. Attorney's offices.
Recently, the FBI and DOJ have come under fire for promising transparency, then refusing to release footage and unredacted documents, going directly against the public's expectations and the promises made by Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director 𝗙cie𝗶𝗵. In a DOJ press release, Attorney General Pam Bondi stated, quote, "This Department of Justice is following through on President Trump's commitment to transparency and lifting the veil on the disgusting actions of Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirators," unquote, and also claimed they were shedding light on Epstein's extensive network, only to later claim that Epstein was acting alone, and that the only video evidence they had was of Epstein's personal child porn collection.
Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were.
In the same press release, 𝗙cie𝗶𝗵 claimed,
dude, Pam Bondi is so
quote,
weird,
there will be
bro.
no cover-ups, no missing documents, and no stone left unturned.
All right, I just want to get to this guy, dude. I don't really want to see his whole fucking video, bro. James O'Keefe, he's annoying.
You know, internally, there's a lot of, even within the administration, there's internal conflict.
Oh, okay.
Like, at FBI really wants it. Second in command at FBI has been like causing problems because he's like, no, these have to be released.
Yeah. So the FBI wants them out.
Yep, the top two guys that will do that.
And Bonnie does it.
I don't know what Bonnie wants. Bonnie wants whatever Trump wants.
Sure.
She's super desperate.
Why is there suddenly this internal conflict within the same administration?
Oh, dude, this guy is such a clown, dude. It's obvious that Bondi was lying. Dude, well, Bondi she's a Trump sniff, okay? She is like I think her job, you ready for this? You ready for Pam Bondi's job? I'll tell you what her job is. She's kind of like 𝗙cie𝗶𝗵 in that she'll go out there, completely lie, completely get embarrassed, a bucket of shit thrown in her face, and she'll just sit there and smile and take it, right? She will go out there and be the fall guy. She will go out there and look like a fucking ridiculous fool that doesn't make any sense and doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. And she will smile awkwardly and avoid questions and tell lies. And even if people get right in her shit, she will not fold at all, even if it makes her look like the stupidest, most ridiculous human being on the planet. She'll just sit there and take it, and then she'll walk away and show up the next day and do the same goddamn thing unfailingly without flinching, okay? And there's no amount of embarrassment or being caught in lies or stupidity that she won't just absorb and then go right back to being Trump's fucking lackey. Like, she'll fall on the sword again and again and again, right? She does not care whatsoever, dude. It's funny, dude. 𝗙cie𝗶𝗵's like that too. You can catch her in a lie, and she will just keep lying and change the subject and just pretend like nothing happens. Yeah. I mean, there's some video footage of 𝗙cie𝗶𝗵 getting called out about lying about Kim Jong-un, and she just sits there and denies it, even though they're like, we're catching you in a lie right now. And she's like, well, that's what you think, right? But let me just tell you, they're insane, bro. It is like, I don't know, it's a level of audacity is what they have. They have a level of audacity that they can stay in that, like, in the hot seat, and they don't even flinch. You know what I'm saying? Like, they won't even flinch while they're just, right? You can be breaking them down right in front. They're like the kind of people that are like in the chair tied up, and they're electrocuting them, and they don't even budge, right? Dude, it's crazy. I hate to say this, but it's kind of impressive to me how dissociated they are, the level of like lying and like blankness that they can exhibit in a stressful situation where they just won't crack. They won't even budge. It's really kind of impressive. Like, wow, they are actually sociopaths. You know what I'm saying? It is like, wow, that's like, I don't even know if I could be that calm and cool under that kind of stress, dude. They're just like, they're being lowered into the fire and they don't even say ow, you know? You know what I'm saying? They don't even say ouch because they have zero shame. They have zero shame whatsoever. None. You know what I mean? No shame whatsoever. They like
aggressively campaigned and now says form probably leans Democrat.
Do you think like the stuff with Epstein will actually get released or not at all?
If it does, it'll be heavily redacted and his name won't be in it.
But those files do exist.
There's files,
Yeah.
for sure. There's, thousands and thousands of pages of files. But again, if they're released in any way, it's going to be very redacted. They'll redact every Republican or conservative person in those files, leave all the liberal, Democratic people in those files, and have a very slanted version of it come out where it's like, look at what is going on without releasing any of their bad behavior.
This is James O'Keefe. You know me for exposing the truth.
Oh, thank you, James O'Keefe. You're putting a little ad there in the middle for some bullshit.
Unprecedented prison transfer.
I think they visited that Maxwell person.
Yeah.
And also involved.
She got transferred to a minimum security prison too recently, which is against BOP policy because she's a convicted sex offender, and they're not supposed to get minimum security prisons, which is an interesting detail because she's getting a benefit, which means they're offering her something to keep it on shut.
Dude, again, right? He just laid that out in like one sentence. Like that was like a movie scene with the worst delivery of exposition I've ever seen, where he's like, in one sentence, let me just lay out the whole Ghislaine Maxwell thing. She's been moved. It's against BOP policy because of this. So therefore they must be doing this. And they're right now. First off, I want to say about this guy is he's not actually telling us anything that is that shocking, right? I mean, we know Ghislaine Maxwell, like we've already heard attorneys talk about how her transfer was completely unorthodox, that she had two things going. One, you never get to go to those work camps if you have more than 10-year sentence, and two, if you are a sex offender. And Ghislaine Maxwell was a sex offender and she had a 20-year sentence. So there are two exemptions she got. And we've had lawyers talk about how they've never been able to get a person with one exemption into a minimum security work camp like that. There's no way in hell you would get a person with two exemptions unless it's literally coming from the top of the DOJ. It is coming from Pam Bondi herself or Todd Blanche himself to get her that Bureau of Prisons, that double exemption. So there's no way that that would happen. So we know that, you know what I'm saying? And then the thing about them redacting, they're going to redact all the Republicans and not redact the Democrats. We know that too. Of course they're going to try that shit. Although there would be some rebellion, I think there could be some congressional digging that could get around that. I mean, look at what they did in the Ghislaine Maxwell interview. They redacted all the victims, but when they talked about Virginia Giuffre, they didn't redact her boyfriends. So everybody who heard that interview and read that transcript knew who they were talking about when they talked about the redacted Virginia Giuffre, right? They set it up so we knew it was Virginia Giuffre, because normally when you redact the victims, you have to redact any identifying detail, which means if they named a sibling or a friend or a boyfriend that was publicly known, you can't name them either. All of that needs to be redacted, right? So that way there's no way for you to figure it out. You have to redact everything that would potentially make them identifiable. Okay. So even the information about them redacting the Republicans, I don't really think that's necessarily the hugest bombshell. I mean, it is to hear somebody say that they're actually going to do it, but I feel like it's totally expected. I would expect nothing less from these clowns. I mean, we know they had 1,000 FBI agents looking just for Trump's name, which is how we got in this mess to begin with.
Between a low security prison and a minimum security prison is that minimum security prisons are designed for...
Yeah, thank you, James O'Keefe. Nobody cares about your little... Yeah, dude, see? Right? Dude, O'KeefeMediaGold.com. Dude, yeah. Dude, this is... I don't think this is really that impressive, right? Let's see what the comments are in here. Dude, oh, they're being fucking, right? That's funny. This guy has no connections. He's just an analyst. No, some of them are reeling. Dude, I see this person. This person's a MAGA sniff. Dude, I see them all over the place. This MAGA sniff. This is funny. Epstein didn't kill himself. Epstein killed himself. Oh, that's funny. Well, here's something else. You ready, guys? So you know who they brought in, right? You know who they brought into the DOJ is Andrew Bailey, the Attorney General from Missouri. This guy is MAGA to the hilt. He's toxic. He's a liar. He is a Constitution ignorer, and he's crooked and deceitful and smarmy and relentless. Bailey from Missouri, they brought him in and gave him the same job title as Dan Bongino. Now, here's what I think, guys, okay? Here's what I think. I think Dan Bongino actually does think whatever they found should be released, or he feels compelled to release it because it's something. I think there is some theirs, right? I think there are some theirs there. And I think Dan Bongino actually has a conscience about it. I really do. As much as I find him distasteful, I know he wanted to release that shit. I know he's like a vehemently like anti-pedo guy. So I think he is conflicted burying this shit. And I think that's why they brought in Andrew Bailey, right? They brought in Bailey, okay, because he is not conflicted. Right? This guy, look at that guy, dude. This guy, not conflicted. Okay? This guy, like, has no problem lying, no problem hiding, no problem sneaking, no problem throwing the Constitution in the trash, dude. Right? This guy is like a fucking degenerate, dude. He's filed hundreds of lawsuits. He's the guy who helped fight like the student aid shit. But this is the guy that is now Dan Bongino's babysitter. Right? So, yeah, I don't know, man. What do you think? I feel like anything could happen here. I feel like Bongino could leak this shit. Okay, you ready? So there was a statement, though, guys. You ready? Oh, yeah, the burn bags. They found all these burn bags. It is a moron feeding frenzy. But look, though, okay, there was a statement, okay? There was, in a statement addressed to the DOJ's acting director, Schnitt said he had no idea he was being recorded on video and that he met the O'Keefe reporter who he said was pretending to be an au pair on the dating app Hinge. So it was a date. He was trying to get some from an au pair that he met on Hinge. Schnitt said, the comments I made were my own personal comments on what I've learned in the media and not from anything I've done or learned via work. Oh, shit. James O'Keefe, the founder of O'Keefe Media Group, is also behind Project Veritas, yada, yada, yada. Okay, Schnitt did not respond to Axios' requests for comment. Right? You think those burn bags are them burning Epstein stuff? Yeah, so equal. Here's the thing though about the Epstein stuff. I don't know that they could put shit in burn bags. Like a lot of people have seen those Epstein files. A lot of like FBI agents and people that have worked on that. So, you know, if there's ever a complete release of that, the people who created that material will definitely be looking through there to make sure that their pieces were in there. So I don't know. I don't know if the whole burn bags of the Epstein thing is something that would work. I feel like that would cause a lot of complications. And that's why I think the burn bags thing of them finding a room with burn bags with this leftover fucking Joe Biden shit is just completely like unrealistic. You know, like I don't think they found these burn bags of these, right? They keep finding another door. Oh, there was a door behind a desk, behind a file cabinet. And in that little closet were more burn bags. It's like so ridiculous, right? Have you noticed how many burn bags they found in like secret closets, the Pentagon, since they took over? Like, wow, guys, you guys sure are sharp, right? Dude. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really find that shit too believable. Who loads the burn bags? Yeah, the burn bags. Dude, they're burn bags that are unburned. That shit is wild. All evidence should be digitized. So, Tyler, everything is digitized, boss. Make no mistake. Everything in there is digitized, and there's probably a couple fucking copies. But for certain, I mean, all the shit that we have released to us has been digitized. That's how it ended up being PDFs. So they have it all digitized and shit. But they also have the original, like, hard copies. You know, did they get the two? I don't know what happened with that bill. Dude, the Epstein bill. Let's see if we look that up before I go and make some videos. Dude, I can't type right now. So it looks like they thwarted it. Jeffrey Epstein's accusers went to the Capitol to get behind calls for more disclosures. Momentum for a bill demanding it appeared to stall. All right, so we had the big press conference. It says, let's see about it. None of it appeared to be enough to outweigh the pressure from Mr. Trump and Republican leaders who have moved quickly to squelch legislation that would require the Justice Department to completely release what it uncovered. Okay? Momentum was flagging behind an effort by Massey and Ro Khanna to force the House to vote on the measure. Hours later, Republicans united to push through an alternative measure backed by Speaker Johnson that directed the House Oversight Committee to continue an investigation into the handling of the case it started weeks ago. No such resolution was needed to authorize the inquiry, which is already underway. So far, it has turned up little new information. But for now, Massey and Khanna's bill, which would require the Justice Department to produce all files within 30 days, remains stalled. To force a floor vote, they need a majority of the House. They need 218, okay, to sign the discharge position. And it looks like with all 212, that means they need 6, but they only had 4, right? They never got past 4. They got Massey, they got Green, they got Boebert, and they got Nancy Mace, right? And so, well, yeah, dude, there's no reason, right? There is no reason why right? Think about it. Every single Republican but those 4, right? Every single Republican but those 4 said no. What is the reasoning behind that? Why wouldn't they release it? Especially since they insist Trump's not in it. It's all Democrats. It's all Bill Clinton. Okay, fine. Release it. Release the Democrats. Release the Bill Clinton. We're good with that. Didn't Mace back out? No. It was Anna Paulina Luna that sounded like she was a fan of it, and then she didn't. But it looks like they got 4. When did this come out? This came out. This article came out. Oh, this came out 2 days ago. So let's see if we have a recent one. Maybe. One hour ago. So Johnson urged Republicans to steer clear of it. And he's saying it goes further, right? He wants to keep the oversight probe, okay? The petition has 215. So, yes, somebody did drop, okay? So it looks like several Republicans who backed it reversed course. Anna Paulina Luna said she won't sign it. She said it's a personal rift. Ralph Norman from South Carolina won't sign it. Eric Burlison and Tim Burchett said they won't support it. And Victoria Spartz said she's undecided. Okay, so what we have is Marjorie Taylor Greene signed. And then, no, I guess everybody else signed. They said the remaining 4. So I don't think Nancy Mace dropped off, right? So I don't know why they only have, because there's 212 Democrats. If they have 4, they should have 216 votes. But it says they have 215, which would have to mean then if none of the Republicans backed out, that would mean one of the Democrats didn't sign. Spartz does that every time. Dude, she's crazy. Dude, Victoria Spartz, she's insane. But here's the deal, though, guys. You see what they're doing. Okay. I mean, I feel like the first paragraph of this says everything that we need to know. Because look at this right here. Okay. So it says that Mike Johnson has urged Republican members to not sign the discharge petition, saying, let the oversight committee do the probe. So what they're saying, guys, we're fully investigating this. It's just instead of doing a data dump and releasing this whole thing to the general public, we're going to protect the victims and we're going to release it to the oversight committee and let them do the work. But they control the oversight committee. So what they want to do is they want to be able to investigate it and protect the victims while making sure they control who sees what information. That's it. They just want control. Nobody but their leadership gets to fucking commandeer this thing. They don't want anybody that's not a MAGA Republican with their hands on the steering wheel. That's it. Period. That's the whole deal. And then they will piecemeal records, leaving out any records they don't want the public to have. So they're going to dump a little bit here and a little bit there, but it's always going to be the shit that they're okay with people seeing. And then anything that they're not okay with people seeing isn't going to get released. So yeah, they're hiding it. Absolutely. Right? Yeah, they're hiding it. But what they're doing though, Matt, is they're hiding it in a way that makes it look like they're not hiding it. So they're hiding it while also trying to uphold the appearance of doing a proper investigation with a whole bunch of publicly released documents. But in fact, they are 100% hiding the shit out of this, right? 100%, 1,000%. But I think Nancy Mace, let's see if we find anything on here. Wow. Dude, how is that possible? Oh, discharge. I was like, how is that possible? There's no way there's 0 results. Dude, I thought Elon was squelching the results, dude. Because I'm like, there's no way that would be a 0 right there, right? Like 0 results. But yeah, dude, they're so as of September 5th, only 4. So it's still the same 4. Massey, Boebert, Mason, Green. Now, guys, you ready for something that I hadn't considered, guys? Check this out. Okay, check this out. We know Thomas Massey is on the up and up, but what if Boebert, Mace, and Green only signed on to this thing so they can claim it and protect their governorship runs, potential Senate run or whatever, but they're only signing on to this thing because they know they can. They know that nobody else is going to crack, right? What if it was just a, like, right? You know what I'm saying? They're positioning themselves for future, like, runs, but they're positioning themselves because they know everybody else is a no. It's absolute politics, man, which explains why Nancy Mace went right back to being a transphobic bitch, like fucking 12 hours after her little crying routine, right? They are absolutely positioning themselves. I mean, we watched the Nancy Mace thing, you know, and 100%, right? They are like, Nancy Mace is doing it so she can run for governor and be like, I stood up to Epstein, right? And we know that Marjorie Taylor Greene, she has governor or senator desires, right? A lot of these women, I know, with Marsha Blackburn and Nancy Mace leading the way, I think the MAGA women are starting to see that they might be able to use Trump to get a governorship or to win a Senate race, right? They're taking a calculated risk. They're trying to do a J.D. Vance to sort of fast track themselves to high power through Trump. Yeah, Massey is a Republican, but Massey has always been anti-MAGA, guys. Because MAGA aren't really Republicans, guys. Okay? They're not fiscally responsible. They're not really conservative morally. They preach it, but they don't behave it. They're degenerate, drug-addled, fucking sex fiends, closeted gay people, like raging against transgender people, but they're human traffickers and rapists. You know what I'm saying? And like, Massey's a fiscal conservative, dude. He's a traditional fiscal conservative. Dude, Trump is not a fiscal conservative. Okay, spending $1 million a day to put the National Guard in D.C. picking up trash. Republicans would never fucking do that. I mean, they're bad with money to begin with, but they're not going to do that stupid ass shit. You know? Right? Dude, Trump is so bad with money. So, all right, but now we know. All right. You ready? We got to look at this. It's going to be the final thing we go on. Look at this, dude. U.S. companies announce 1,494 new jobs in August. 1,400, guys. Wow. 1,400 jobs. 39% layoffs are up 39%. 1,400 new jobs, 86,000 layoffs. You like the coverage? Let's go, Scruffles. I appreciate you, boss. Thank you. I offer something a little different. Dude, isn't that crazy? Dude, this is not good news, guys. The recession is coming. Right? Oh, Lord. Massey believes they can get to 218. I think they can. Maybe they can, man. And we'll see, though, Barry. If they can get to 218, we'll see if anybody peels off. Okay? That'll be something to watch. Like if he turns 2 more people and then all of a sudden Lauren Boebert peels off, then we'll know. But if he gets 2 more and they stick, then all right. But I'm going to tell you this, though, guys. I am not giving Mace or Boebert or any of them the fucking benefit of the doubt. I'll give Massey a little bit of the benefit of the doubt because he's been vocally anti-Trump the whole time, and he set this whole thing up and has been pushing for it. But I'm not buying Nancy Mace and MTG. I'm not. I don't trust them. I don't trust them as far as I could throw their dumb asses because they're players. They're grandstanders. They lie. They fucking manipulate shit just to sort of like curry public opinion. They're deceitful and they're disingenuous. So I will not. I mean, I gave Nancy Mace the tiniest bit of credit because of that very real emotion she was feeling. But the next morning, the minute I saw her going on her transphobic rants, I was like, fuck this bitch, bro. No more, dude. No more, man. Yeah, but the thing about it is, though, is even with MTG calling Gaza a genocide, she's not calling Gaza a genocide because she cares about the Palestinian people and she wants to help them. She's calling Gaza a genocide because she wants to badmouth the Jewish people and fucking hurt the Jewish people, right? She's doing it to try and paint the Jewish people as bad, not because she actually believes that people in Gaza are being harmed. That's just it. Even there, dude, she's just using the G word against Israel, right? You know what I'm saying? But it's not like Netanyahu Israel. She hates like all Jews, man. She is anti-Semitic as fuck, bro. Like Jewish space lasers kind of shit, right? It's not even about the government for her. It's not even about like the movement. It's about her essentially being a Nazi and being like, aha, I'm going to be able to punish all Jewish people, you know? You know what I mean? Because you're right, that's not cool, but that's like what MTG is, and Matt Gaetz and Jake Shields, right? You know what I mean? A lot of these people, they're not your friends if you're really trying to fight the actual battle there of like protecting the people of Gaza and protecting the Palestinian people. They're not your friends. They're like trying to take advantage of your movement and co-opt your movement for their much more nefarious aims. Do you know who Jake Shields is? Do you guys know Jake Shields? Dude, he is one of the worst, bro. Right? This guy, dude, he is one of the worst, man. He is like so bad, dude. Dude, look, you know what I'm saying, dude? Dude, this guy is just so anti-Semitic. Yeah, the MMA fighter, right? This is the level of like this is MTG, dude, right? Dude, this guy is so bad, bro. He's like, right? Dude, he's bad. I can't even look at his page, man. It's like so toxic, dude. I've muted him for the longest time because I go and fucking look at his page and he's just so toxic, dude. Oh, I guess he's not he's not muted anymore. But I never see him. I had him muted for like 4 years, dude. He's so bad. Like, seriously, it's bad. It's like Stone Toss kind of bad. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where there are so many people like that are so gross on this. Dude. Yeah, well, you know, I mean, it's murky because it's like people calling the government being critical of the government of Israel is not anti-Semitic, but anti-Semitic people use Israel as a term to mean Jews, right? And they're adopting language. I mean, it's just like, you know, it's just hard. It's hard because it's hard to see who's being legit and who's not, you know, because very anti-Semitic people are using pro-Palestinian language to hide their anti-Semitism in the pro-Palestinian language. And so that's why some people are then like, whoa, now like all of this is anti-Semitic. And then, of course, the people that are trying to just remain monsters are using the concept of anti-Semitism to be allowed to be monsters, right? You know what I mean? So like, I feel like everybody on every side is trying to figure out how can we use this situation for our own personal gain. And dude, it's so overwhelming. You know, it's so overwhelming because, right? Because, you know why I find it overwhelming, guys, is because I feel like there's two sides of it that's really bad, where there's been like, you know, there's been like 100 years of anti-Semitism and the Holocaust, and there's been 1,000 years, right? There's like 1,000 years of anti-Judaism, anti-Jewish, anti-Semitism, Holocaust. And then there's been 1,000 years of anti-Arab, anti-Palestinian, like, you know what I'm saying? And both of those like hate movements are like perfectly rubbing up against each other. And there's, right? And it's just, the whole thing is just like, wow, man, that's a lot of bigotry, like rubbing against each other, like tectonic plates of bigotry moving alongside each other and reverberating. Dude, David Pakman, Pakman though is, that guy's, the thing I'll say about David Pakman is this, okay? I've gone to bat for Brian Tyler Cohen because I believe Brian Tyler Cohen is being genuine, but like David Pakman is like he already is clickbaity in a weird way. Like I've had issues with David Pakman before this shit, which is like every month and a half, David Pakman is like, oh, Trump is going to deport me. Please, like, fucking subscribe to me at my Substack. I need your money, right? He's like super clickbaity, David Pakman is, right? Like his whole thing is sort of like, how can I get your money, right? And so, and then him pretending like he didn't know how to pronounce AIPAC. Like, what the fuck was that, David Pakman, right? Pretending is it AIPAC or IPAC? Like, come on, bro. That level of like, that's insulting. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, that's just cheap, right? It is. That's cheap, dude. That is like him playing dumber than he actually is, you know? See what I did there? Right? Because he's already like a sort of milquetoast, middle of the road sort of thing, you know? Right? But his brother worked for AIPAC for years. Of course he did. Of course. Oh, shit. All right, I'm going to go make videos, though, guys. I got to go. I got to go get some work done. All right? Let's go. It's time for edit mode. Let's go. Dude, you almost feel like BTC. Dude, well, I think Brian is pretty mainstream. I mean, guys, there's a real good rule of thumb that I want you guys to recognize, okay? You ready? And I'm going to explain it for you here. And then I'm gonna fucking do it from the edit mode thing. But I think it's important for you to understand. If you see a YouTube channel, I don't care who's running it, but if you see a YouTube channel that regularly has top Democratic names, okay? Regularly has them. I'm talking like Jamie Raskin, Bernie Sanders, right? Fucking whatever. Top Democratic names, Hakeem Jeffries, okay? If you have a YouTube channel that has those mainstream power-broking Democrats on their show regularly, that YouTube channel is favorable to the Democratic Party. Those kinds of Democrats don't go on left-wing, like, I'm going to get challenged programs. They don't. They go on Democrat supporting channels, or they go on opposing MAGA shows where they're trying to like fight back against the MAGA shit. But like you saw 𝗙𝗎𝗪𝗏 go on Crystal on Breaking Points. 𝗙𝗎𝗪𝗏 is never going to go on Breaking Points, and I don't know if any other mainstream Democrat will go on Breaking Points about that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and that's just factual. And then, like, you know, there are a lot of people now, though. I will say this too, though. I noticed that not every left-wing creator has covered the chorus thing. And I think you should be interesting, right? Because the chorus thing is blowing up. But what I want you to do is I want you to go and look at 20 left-wing creators. Go look at their YouTube channels and see which creators aren't covering the chorus thing. And you will be surprised. There will be some names in there of people you respect that are very left-wing that aren't making videos about it because they know that it's not really a sensible fucking thing to take because dark money is just a reality right now, unfortunately, in politics. But I think if you look at like 20 fucking left-wing channels to see which of the far lefties aren't making videos about this, I think you'll be a little surprised. I know I was. There were a couple names in there that I kind of knew that they weren't going to make those videos, and I suspected they weren't. And then when I went and looked, I was like, oh, they didn't. All right. Right? Because there's like, the thing about this is there's just complicated loyalties, right? There's party loyalties, there's leftist loyalties, there's friend loyalties, there's people that are like support each other's missions kind of loyalties. And so some people on the left, even no matter how much this blows up, they're just not going to make videos about it because they actually have some fucking feelings about it, and they're not going to like go on the record. They're just going to let it sort of float by them. And right? And I mean that's happens. Okay? That's a fact of life, right? Like not everybody's gonna take every fight. But now I'm gonna go make some videos. But yeah, I think you'd be interested if you look at which lefties are making videos about it and which aren't. I think you'll find that information interesting. Right? Right? That aren't like who is and isn't covering it or how they're covering it. Right? Or just a little nervous, you're on blue. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's go! When every bruise looks good on you. Alright, keep that head together, baby. Keep it real. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, good night.
You found out that nobody is perfect, and you doubt that anything is worth it. Look around, the world is best you can. I haven't got a plan, but I'm gonna survive this. That's just who I am. When you're on blue, you keep everything inside of you. You try to play it cool. Sometimes you gotta break the rules. I don't know why you are confused. All you need is a little bit of attitude. Yeah. This is it. I'm tired of explaining. It's too late because everyone is waiting. That's great. So why are you complaining? You're on blue. If I'm unsure, will anybody notice? It's my fault because I love you on purpose. I'm insecure or just a little nervous. You're on blue. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Starting to enjoy the view. I'm all about the attitude. Knows you're on blue when every bruise looks good on you. Tell me who knows you're on blue when every bruise looks good on you. I just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. Hey, I just wanna change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. particular about you. I would never be